of like what voice would be really good. Yeah.
She actually said she was really close. She's like, wait till I'm done working out, so I'm like out of breath, and it sounds really
SwifTEA. What's up, guys? You're listening to swifTEA podcast. Well, Memorial Weekend came and went. So did my voice. Our field research was pretty on par. And this podcast is going better than we thought. So
our next guest was an All-American soccer player. He was drafted by the Kansas City Wizards and went on to play by Derry FC, I don't know if that's how you say it, in the Irish Premier League. But his biggest win has been off the field as one of the Lake's best restaurateurs. I actually ate at his restaurant 3 days in a row last week. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Spears.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Dude, thanks for sitting through some technical difficulties to get started. And also thanks for, in my opinion, the best drink at the lake. The Bramble.
Ramble it up. Ramble it up.
Hey, cheers. It's 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
5 o'clock? Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
In context, it's not 11:30 in the morning. So,
Yeah.
No, it's me.
but I guess
yeah.
starting going into or coming out of Memorial Day weekend. How was Memorial Day weekend?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, looking at the forecast, I know JG hit on that last week, but I mean, I was looking at the forecast all week being like, hey, you got to be kidding me. And then all of a sudden it just disappeared off the forecast, which was great. Saturday was a little bit of a nightmare with the rain coming in right during dinner, of course.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful day for everyone, so I'm happy and congratulations to all the, pool bars, and I'm glad it didn't rain on Saturday for them. Fortunately for us, with the reservations and being the covered patio on the inside, we still stay pretty busy.
Rain or shine.
It just, we bring tables up in the lower patio and we jam as many people in there as possible. And most people, when they come in that weather, are pretty understanding of what we've got going on.
Did you have
Your
many
staff
people?
kills it though. I mean, they know go with the flow.
Yeah, they're great.
They're dialed in for
I
sure.
mean, we've been fortunate to retain and keep majority of our staff. We don't hire a ton of people every summer. We've got a handful that work for us through the winter, and then we bring back
the goodies.
a lot of people, and then usually layer in 2 or 3 people to kind of complete the team every year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you have a lot of boat traffic still all weekend?
Yeah.
Or even that rainy night?
I mean, there was a few boats out that night. It was like people chasing it, or it's like you fly in, run off the boat, and then you just kind of sit there and watch the rain come in and figure out when you're going to leave.
That was a tap.
Yeah. That's
That's
what happened.
I had to go there for an hour, and we were there for 3 hours.
We got kind of stranded there, and then we're like, we're just gonna have to go in the rain, and we went out there and just cranked up Rihanna, Umbrella.
Yeah,
we
had a
did
little
rain
rain
playlist the whole way
playlist.
back. Yeah.
We got caught leaving the dog
Yeah.
for, I think, the Flippo Pink Party or something
Yeah,
like that
last
last year. And it was like, do we go? Do we wait? And then there was like a pocket where we're like, let's go. And then we left the dog, and before we even got to the bridge, it was just...
But it was fun.
Calming
We had the
down.
kids with us and
Yeah.
everything, and
If
they
you lean
loved
into
it.
it,
They
it's kinda
thought it was
fun.
so
Oh,
fun.
the kids, we were all
Mark
just...
was having the time of his life.
Yeah, I was
he
just
was
in the
just
back.
like
I was the
ripping
only
his
one, like,
shirt
not
off.
having undercut. Like, everyone else had a seat covered up, and I was just standing in
Just
the
getting
back. and I'm
pelted.
like-
It hurts, actually.
It does
I
hurt.
was just doing dad work in the back,
Somebody's got to do it.
And I was at Lake House 13 Sunday night, and I wore a sweatshirt like an idiot. And I was sitting next to Dustin. I go, hey, man, I am dying. I'm like, I'm going to sweat this thing out. I was like, can I go grab a shirt from the gift shop? He's like, for sure. So I go in the gift shop. Lake House 13 is right next to the bar, and it's just, packed.
Melee.
And so I just take my shirt off, and I'm looking for another shirt. I can't find a large, and I finally found one. I put it on, and this lady goes, hey. And I turn, and I think she's going to yell at me, like, you can't grab one of those shirts. And I put it on. I go, look at her, and she goes, love the podcast. And just kept walking on, and I was like, oh, my God. It was really funny.
Fantastic.
He's been smiling about
Wait,
that for days.
did you leave your shirt there? Or did you bring
I
it back?
actually left it on the rack. But
Yeah,
I grabbed one of those.
somebody's going
I
to
was-
buy your
I
shirt.
said, there's no way
Like, what
he
the
brought it
heck?
home.
Yeah. No, I was
He leaves
supposed to.
things everywhere.
Yeah.
Cards, shirts.
I actually have a
Dignity.
reserve shirt from somebody, because sometimes if I've been drinking, I'll do jersey swaps with people, because I think like at a soccer game, I'll hold it up. And then somebody had a reserve polo, and I jersey swapped them, took a picture, and should have worn it in my closet.
Yeah.
Speaking of jerseys, let's hear your soccer. You were a professional soccer player.
Big deal.
I don't know if many people know that.
Small amount of time, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
counts.
You're in the
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
All-American, Hall of Fame.
I mean, that's
Couple.
pretty legit. Tell us about
I
that.
mean, so locally, I went to State Fair Community College, and then my sophomore year there, we won the national championship. And then I went to William Carey University down in Gulfport, Biloxi area.
You offense, defense? What
I was a
were
goalie.
you? Ooh, that's pressure.
Yeah.
No wonder.
Usually
why
they
that's
say
very
that's not right in the head.
That's why he has
There's-
4 kids, too.
So I was down there I blew my knee out leaving the lake right before I got down there water skiing. I'd already had issues, so then I ended up redshirting 1 year, and then had a good career down there. Was All-American down there, and then got drafted by Kansas City, which was the Wizards at the time. Now it's Sporting KC. Was with them through camp and some preseason games, and then went and played 2 seasons in Indianapolis. And then season was ended, and when I was in college, I played with a ton of guys that were foreigners. Like I think we had 2 or 3 Americans that started on the team. These guys from Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Jamaica. So I called one of my Irish buddies.
Do you speak any other languages? Then did you pick up all the good
No,
words?
I mean I can.
Do you speak Irish?
I can speak. I can speak some good Irish, but I called one of the buddies from Ireland. And I was like, "Hey, I'm wrapping up here. Can I get a trial over there?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll set you up." And I think it was like on a Thursday, and I think I called my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm moving to Ireland on Monday," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, will you?" She was a flight attendant for
Can
like
you wire
30
me some
years,
money?
so I'm like, "I need a ticket. I need you to book me on a flight on Monday to Ireland," and then I just packed some gear and
I just went.
showed up over there and then spent
wild.
a little over a year. Played for a couple teams. I started with Athlone Town, played some cup games with them, and then there was a team which is in the south, kind of about an hour from Dublin, and then there was a team in the Premier Division called Derry City, which is in Northern Ireland,
Derry City.
and they were Londonderry's the name of the official name of the town, but they went by Derry City.
The Derry City Cows?
We were candy stripers, red and white striped jerseys. So yeah, we played at the. It was crazy because it was like a dog track with a soccer field in the middle of it.
Weird. I know you love that.
Yeah,
I know you-
and
Yeah, I don't know why I love that. Yeah.
they basically got my rights, and I hopped on a bus and went all the way to Northern Ireland, and then made the team up there, and then lived up there for another 9 months or something like that.
It's very interesting.
When was it? When did you decide to call it a day on that? Was it just you want to go home, or was it like this
Well,
is
so
going
the
to go all
season
the
was
way?
over like December-ish, so I came home for Christmas, and then it was like I'd kind of bounced around for 4 seasons.
What age are you at this point, like in life?
Probably mid to late 20s,
Okay.
I think. Probably 25, 26, 27, somewhere around there, I guess. And I'd bounced around, and like that back, like then with the MLS, there was, I think, 10, 12 teams, something like that. So it was smaller. It wasn't, the professional game hadn't taken off in the States.
Okay.
So it was kind of like, and as a goalie, they're usually going to keep like maybe 2 on a team. And then when I got back, so then I was like, okay, well, go make some money. So I ended up coming down the lake and working for Mark and Brian at Dog Days. And then they'd literally the summer that they had one summer it's kind of ending, and then they were like, hey, we want you to like kind of bartend and manage at the same time or whatever. And then I was like, all right, I'm in. And then
Did you even know what you're doing then? What was your experience leading up to that?
in the restaurant business?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've grown up like as soon as I was 16, the bus tables
Okay.
waited. I mean, I bar backed at Shooters in the heyday, bartended at Topsider, like back when it was crazy.
Yeah, kicking.
Yeah, and then
Dollar nights and Friday nights at
and then
Topsiders.
and then had worked at Dog Days for a few years, like bartending and all that sort of stuff. But then right after, I was like, yeah, I'll stay. One of the clubs from Ireland called and asked me to come back, and I was just like, I mean, I wanted to, and I was also like,
You're over it.
yeah. I was like, dude, I've moved like 8 times in the last 3 or 4 years, and sometimes
Yeah,
like living out
a lot.
of the, I'm like, I'm done.
Well, that's why I asked what age, because when you're early 20s, you'll do anything, right? You just
yeah.
like sleep in a corner in the bathroom and you're fine.
I
But
just-
you
was
just
that-
start to get up there, you're like, I want to be comfortable.
Oh, I've slept on a lot of floors on that. But was that Paul Abrash days?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Abrash, well, we lived together when I opened Shorty Pants for Mark and Brian. We lived in the house like right at the back of the parking lot.
This is very ironic, and I just realized this, but there's 2 original
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
Abrash paintings that he actually painted, and one's right
up above your head.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, signed and everything.
The other one's
it's
in the
actually not too bad.
I'm a fine art collector. If you
know
didn't
the
know,
other one is, but
I wouldn't pick Paul Abrash to have done that.
that's why it's
No.
that's why it's awesome. The other one's a lighthouse. Yeah.
he's
Funny
feeling
enough,
himself then.
so I don't know how or why this is the most random story, but I have a laundry basket
Okay.
that we still use to this day, and it's got a sticker on it that says like
His-
Abrash or
his
Paul
Paul's.
Abrash. I don't
He
know. We lived together, and I'm sure he took laundry. Paul's not gonna do his own laundry.
Shout out to Paul.
He's gonna take it to Beach Laundry, and then they're gonna write it. They're gonna put a sticker on it that has his name on it.
I thought he
And
was
it
claiming his laundry basket,
No,
so you
it's
wouldn't use
probably
it.
my laundry basket, but he took it to Beach Laundry.
Can you
my
please
God.
take a picture of that and share that with
I
us?
will,
We put that in the
absolutely.
comments.
Last time
So
Abrash was hanging out at the lake, we were on like a party bus, and Jordan McPherson, Abrash, was just like, "Man, I just want to go home and see my family." He was like over partying, and then McPherson pops up and he's like, "Where's Paul Abrash?" And someone just walked over, slapped him, and then walked off the bus. But I wish you'd come down and hang out some more.
McPherson probably riding around on a unicycle.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
who knows?
That
It's
dude's
crazy.
talented with some random talents.
Who was it? Just you and Abrash, or who was your roommates? Because I'd live with the 90 people in a
so
2-bedroom.
When that summer that we opened Shorty Pants, it was me and Paul worked there too. I think he worked there or he worked at the Dog. I can't remember. And then Jordan.
Okay.
But like it was only a 2-bedroom. It's like this. It was like that glass house. It was like a fishbowl. So hot. And for a while, Jordan, there was like a little shed out back. And Jordan, like,
That's where he slept.
yeah,
That's
he
where
made a
lived.
little room out of the shed and put like a bed in there, and then,
Yeah,
and then he
he
also
should.
had like a bed like underneath the stairs for when it got too hot out. I don't know. It was, I mean, when you're in your early 20s
Again, if you don't
We had-
care,
and
don't.
at the lake, it's just kind of, you
you want to be part of it all.
make do. I mean, I'm sure you've dealt with it. People come down for the summer, and it's like wherever they can throw a bed, if they can have a place to live.
We had a 6 and a 2-bedroom at Compass Point, and we accidentally got evicted. But we weren't there when we got evicted. Our buddies came down and had a party at the house when we weren't there. Or we were still working at the Horny Toad at the time. But yeah, but what's crazy is like it sounds miserable, but it was honestly some of the funnest times I've ever had.
I mean, if you're down in your early 20s and you're working at the lake, you're hardly home anyways.
No, yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
you're
pulling some
basically
crazy
working
hours.
doubles almost every shift. You go in at 10 o'clock in the morning, you leave, after midnight, or and
never
if you
there.
have a day off, you're going to go do something. So it's
Yeah.
like you're just basically using it as a place to take a shower.
We were
and-
so
and
stoked
sleep.
when I had some girlfriends from St. Louis come down like at Shooters, and we're like, "This is going to be the greatest summer of our life," but we never saw them. Like, if you want to see them, and then they were just so over it because then you show up and it's late at night and you're drunk and they're tired of everybody else.
Yeah.
But
The one thing we were
That's a
talking
cash
about
away.
the other day is like how much I feel like the lake misses Topsider just because it was like one place for all the industry kids to like get together where it's like that's where you'd meet everybody from Dog Days if you worked at Shady's or whatever. And there's not like a melting pot, I feel like, for
Like
everybody
Monday
to
nights at
yeah. Now
Those-
everybody just kind
those
of
were the
does their own
best.
thing.
Those were good.
back in the day.
Oh,
'Cause
it's
you got,
unreal.
yeah, you got to hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
And then it was like, it was weird because it was much like tighter knit, like industry group of
for sure.
from
For sure.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Because you had that one place you were going to go on like Mondays or Wednesdays or whatever. And, I mean, now it's,
That's how people got through the weekend. They were like,
Yeah,
if I
people-
can just
you know,
make
you
it
may
through
not-
so I can go to Dollar Night.
you
Yeah.
may not meet people or know people from other side because it's just different now.
Yeah. What was so the white party's coming up this Tuesday, which we're excited about. We doing some really cool AI weird video we're putting out today, but
It's one of my favorite parties, I'd say, is
It's
the
like
white party.
it's Lake Prom is what it is for
Yeah.
everybody.
were you there when it started, or do you know like the origins of the white party? Because that's always kind of
Yeah. So I think it was the first. So it was random because we got Shorty Pants. So like I was at the Dog managing and bartending over there. And then when Mark and Brian and the Kindles, Larry and Gervais bought that, it was a marina. It was like Shorty Pants used to be like a shop that they'd pull boats into and work on them. And then they were like, hey, we'd like for you to go over there and man it, like, be the GM or whatever and open it. So then we got it open, I think, the week after Labor Day. Which is perfect timing for a restaurant on the water, right?
Yeah.
right when it gets busy.
I was talking to Mark last week, and I was like, I don't know what's worse, open after Labor Day or doing what I'm doing and open them right at Memorial
Yeah,
Day.
right before.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so then we stayed open on the weekends, through the winter. Where like that's how like Brian and I became really close because he would literally come over and then we had the fireplace.
Oh, fireplace
and
is
the TV.
great.
So like first winter, there's not a whole lot going on. We
Not
literally
then.
just watch football. We started a fire and we just watched football
Yeah.
basically all
What's
day
the
long.
purple
Sounds
spot for
lovely.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice and cozy.
But then that next summer, I don't know, you just look for different promotions and different parties and
Yeah.
you know, stuff to throw and you know, back then it was like I think you had to get all of your info out of like Maxim magazine or like all the magazines, and you see stuff and you're like, that looks like it'd be a pretty fun party to do and be pretty easy to execute. So I remember going to, you know, planning it, getting all of the, you know, flyers and everything printed, and then like the night before, it was literally up till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd gone to Joann's and bought like every stitch of like white fabric that they had, and I was up on a ladder like staple gunning white fabric to the walls and hanging it everywhere,
Yeah.
so that when you walked in, it was like just covered in white. And
That
then
truly is my favorite. Like I will remember that. I know it's gotten way bigger than that, and you can't necessarily
Yeah.
just cloak dog days in white.
yeah.
But to have that in the black lights, like that was just
so that was
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It's funny because
man.
you start
Yeah.
you've probably been a part of these. You know, you create a party and then like you can tell instantly this thing is going to get some legs
For sure.
And I mean, the first year was, you know, it was busy. It was, you know, all of the friends and people. It was like something to do on like a Tuesday, and then the next year it was like, you know, now the whole, not just the inside's packed, but
Yeah,
like the entire
because
deck's
it's
packed.
that's a small place.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember it just being so packed every, you know,
Well,
inside and out.
I was
but-
bummed out when they were talking about moving it to dog days. I was
Yeah.
like, it's going to
Like,
take
it's not
away
gonna be
from
the
it.
same.
And now it's like, there's no, if you put that at Shorty Pants,
No,
it
there's
wouldn't even
no
make
way.
sense. Yeah.
Well, you'd be like one in, one out all night, and no one would ever leave. So there'd just be a line standing out.
Just standing outside.
You'd have to have a parking lot party.
It is like prom, like everybody's there. It's so cool. So
is
I'm excited this year.
It's
So, and
fun
last
because
year-
to see where it's grown, you know, because now it's like people plan their summers around it that don't
That
live
aren't live here.
Yeah,
They
like
truly do.
yeah, like the people that have second homes or whatever. Or, you know, we've got friends that, you know, they have some rentals that they do, like condos, and it's like they'll block off that week because they're going to come down
Yeah.
for it. I mean, it's like
when we do the get down guide, everyone's like, first question is, when's the white party? Because then
is.
they like move the dates around it. Because they're like, we're not doing anything close to that.
But it's
because-
usually
yeah.
always
It's the second one, second
Just
Tuesday.
Or
Tuesday.
but
This
no,
year,
it's the
the way-
first.
No,
Yeah,
'cause
the way
the second Tuesday would have been yesterday because Stock Knockers did that. So it's like the second Tuesday after.
it's not June yet.
it's not June.
No, second Tuesday after Memorial Day.
Oh,
so
I
Memorial
see.
Day was early this
Gotcha.
year, so
Yeah.
that's why it kind of sits like that.
I mean, it's crazy to see how big it is. I mean, it's obvious. I would say, I mean, you guys would probably know, I don't get to the other side of the lake a lot, especially during the week. 'Cause if I'm off, I'm spending it with the kids and the family. But I know like Georgia's summer solstice over at Tucker's is
That
pretty
one's
big.
blown up, yeah.
But it's like, it's wild that thing's on a Tuesday.
It's a life of, I mean, it's
Is
crazy.
so
life of
so
its own.
big. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it was cool. You know, I think when I first got back after I was in San Diego, I was smoked. You know, I was like, I don't think I want to go, or whatever. And then I think Brian's like, dude, you're back and you started this party and you're not going to come,
That would have been lame.
like
if you
Barrett.
didn't.
And I'm like, fine, I'll go. And then
No.
instantly regretted it the next morning.
Yeah.
For the Shorty Pants one, Brian would take the boat and we'd go, and it would always be like 40 people, 50 people. And then when we were working at the Gator, it got to the point where there was like 80, 90 people that was like, you knew that wanted to go, and you're like, how are we going to? So we like, I think for 3 or 4 years, we rented out the Celebration just to move
Bodies.
people.
Masses.
Yeah. So
And that was a day like, how did in the world that J.E. played? Like that was my favorite coming from St. Louis because he used to produce for Nelly, and then he was in there for a minute. But I don't even remember who else around that time.
he did a
Entertainment
couple of the
wise.
first ones that did it.
Yeah,
Well,
and I think we became
Derishi
really
had
good
a-
friends. I met him
Yeah.
one night randomly when I was working at the dog, and then that's like for like 3 summers, like we just hung out nonstop because he'd come down, and then he had a boat. He had his boat,
Basement Beats thing, right?
yeah, over by is it YC Power Sports, that little marina down there off Passover. And then when we opened Shorty Pants, we had to modify the dock. I had to get up there and
He had a carver, yeah.
cut the I don't know, brace to get his
Oh, to get his boat in there?
sedan bridge in it, and then he had the slip closest to the gas dock.
Oh, those are Tatiana Ali days, right?
Yeah.
Was she hanging out too?
Yeah.
I always thought that was so cool because I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. She was there. Her, and then you get Carl, you know, the whole crew down. And
Dude,
so
Carl's
I mean, we
the
were
man.
just
He is-
running around the lake, you know, bouncing around on his boat everywhere. And then it was like, hey, we're gonna do this. You want to play? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So
Dude, that one day, last one that J.E. played, I had a real wild night, but he ended up getting on the boat and DJing it the way back for the after party when we had the celebration. and it was insane. And then I ended up, that's the night I woke up in our neighbor's house.
That's
was
another
rated.
story.
Yeah. It
But
was.
he would bring screens and everything. Like you're already
We'll
ahead
put
of
a
your
pin in
time
that
there.
one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I woke up because I remember seeing Jay at the gas station the next day. He's like, man, that boat was crazy. And I was like, get this. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the soccer stuff, with the World Cup coming up, everyone's talking about how crazy it's going to be in Kansas City and here and whatnot.
Do you have a favorite team? Because we looked up the odds already. Like, so France is like the favorite to win right now, and then
Okay.
Spain, I believe.
I would guess your favorite team is the United States of America, but I don't know if you.
So, I mean, the last one. So the last
But
one
the
I
odds for
really
what?
remember,
1.5%.
when McCartan and I were in San Diego, the watch parties were wild, and I remember like you'd have to get in line, like if it was a morning game, or you'd have to be, because we lived just a couple blocks off the beach, so we'd walk down to like a couple like sports bars or whatever, and I mean, as packed as like Lake House 13 gets on a Sunday, these are like just to watch soccer, and it was just people screaming and going nuts, and I mean it was a blast. So like obviously root for the U.S. I'd like for them to do well. It'd be great to see them get out of the group, and then if you can win a game out of the group and advance a little bit, but I mean I think the first goal has got to be just get out of the group, because that's been a challenge for us in the past. So but I mean I just yesterday I think I'm going to the quarterfinal game.
All right.
in Kansas City.
You gonna break any of your old jerseys to wear as well?
Did you get second place in the buzzball competition?
But the cool thing about it is, I didn't even realize this. The guy that was inviting me, the way the brackets lay out is, if everything goes like it possibly could, the quarterfinal could be Argentina versus Portugal, which would be Messi versus Ronaldo, and it would be one of their last men's national team game ever, probably.
That'd be huge.
Because I would imagine neither one of them, after the World Cup, I'd say neither one of them played national team soccer again.
That'd be like as big as the final, right? I mean,
it'd be wild to see that. So
Two OGs going after it.
yeah, OG like goats going at it.
Yeah.
so we were talking about. I sent those pictures over because the Reserve building, when we were getting into real estate, we actually sold it for the Penta partners to Sean and Whittle, your business partners, who are awesome dudes. And the whole building had such a cool story when we listed it. It was like one of my favorite listings ever, and that building's just got so much history to it, and it was just so wild. And it was like, when they brought you in there, what was your first thoughts when you were looking at it? Because it's a lot, and it's dripping history, and there's not a lot of old stuff at the lake, just because the lake's not that old. But that place it's got a vibe and like a spirit to it, like even before they did anything to it.
For sure.
For sure.
For
sure. Yeah.
Are there people? Yeah.
I mean, it's weird because the building's so cool, right? I mean, built the year after the dam was done. I mean, it's weird to look at some of the steel and like the concrete, and then imagine, stories have been told, right? Is there's steels that like have like eye hooks in them that there's really no reason they would have. It's like, was some of the stuff that was used to build that used to build the dam? I think so. Like I've been told, and then you look at like the concrete like walls like in the reserve, like in the restaurant, and there you can see like the forms where they would have like board formed concrete back then, and then then they use that same pattern board to then use as subfloors underneath like the hardwoods upstairs, like in the hotel room. So when you walk in, the wood that you're standing on is what they would have framed the walls with, and then that we pulled out as subfloors, and that goes like along the floor when you walk in, and then up the bar, and then like the hostess stand is built out of it too, and like some of it has like handwritten in cursive like Franklin job, because it was originally like the Franklin
Lodge,
and then it says some of them have stamped like A.M. Pope Bagnell like lumberyard or whatever, and so we have some of that the ones we could kind of read, we put on the front of the bar, and there's one that's on like the hostess stand, and then like the chase that has the reserve that goes like where the beer tower comes out of, and then like the lighting that we made, that's all like where the hardwoods that were in the hotel rooms upstairs that we.
Yeah, it's really cool that you guys can incorporate a lot of that.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean,
building.
like we were trying to use more of it like as flooring, and we had a couple of people come out and look at it and like, dude,
Do
like
not
when
do
you
that.
start looking at like a cost to like lay this, they're like, this is going to be a nightmare to get like straight and lay, and like you're not going to want to So we just we've got some super talented like woodworking guys that were able to kind of utilize what we could. And those like lanterns that are above the bar, like those things are super cool. I found like those were at one point like in a shed that went down like where the driveway is that was sitting over there. Kind of dug those things out and had those refurbished. But we call the Franklin the Alive, because it's like you'll just be sitting there and all of a sudden like those lanterns will like just start wiggling a little bit, or lights will flicker, you know. So it's like being at the Garrison.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, we
yeah.
went to the Garrison
Oh,
and
that's
at
Kansas City, right?
Finley
No,
Farms
in Springfield.
down in Ozark or whatever, and
Johnny Morse.
like we've been there like late reservation, been like one of the last tables, and like you just be sitting there
They'll tell us all these ghost stories,
and like
and we're
a glass will just
really?
fall off the bar and
Yeah.
shatter, and you're like, and you're literally sitting there, and there's no one around, and it's like,
Like, okay,
all right,
time to go.
check please.
So it was the Franklin Lodge. It was from 1932 to 46, and then Franklin died like in the mid 30s, and then his wife ran it to 46. It was the Osage Beach Lodge from 46 to 60, and then like a family bought it.
The
And like,
Bruners, right?
yeah, and then
But
like,
not the Bruners from
different,
different, yeah.
different Bruners. But then like two siblings, I think, lived there for most of their lives, so it was just full of like stuff. And I know when the guys that we sold it for bought it, they were like, "Oh man, we have to clean out all this stuff." And the story was that they get to the bottom of it, and it was like a Storage Wars win, that they found like a Tiffany chandelier,
Right.
Tiffany
Wow.
lamps,
Cool.
a bunch of like all kinds of cool stuff. But it's crazy because we show real estate all the time, and you know it's a house that's built in 1990, and like the doors falling apart and stuff. Like every like hinge, everything there was just like it's still in such good quality. It's just nuts. I mean, they made that thing crazy back in the day.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the tools to do it, right? The machinery to do it. But all those guys, I mean, that's hard work. They brought all that in there, and it's still standing to this day.
No, I mean the doors in the lofts were all original doors. A bunch of like the hinges and the hardware for the doors are original. The restroom doors at Driftwood and Sushi Bayar were original to the Franklin Lodge that we
Take a
pulled
look at
out.
that.
And I think the hardware, I know the hardware is different there, but
So you've been saving some of the stuff because you already had a vision of you're going to do something
well,
with it.
I think some of it's just so cool that you don't want to get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Joey and Sean and Jason, I think Joey had a bunch of stuff that was still good that we just pulled out and threw in storage in a building somewhere, and then it's like, oh, hey, let's go. You know, I think Joey went or someone went and took a look to see what we had, and it was like, okay, well, let's use these for the bathroom doors
So
at
cool
the
you
new
guys
place.
did that, though.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest parts of it was in like if you're coming in like you normally would to the bar from downstairs, on the left side, it was like a root beer manufacturing deal called the worst name for a root beer deal ever, Rainbow Flavors, for like a light brown beverage. But you can still buy the concentrate on Amazon. I bought some, and then you have to get seltzer water, and I never used it because I
Well,
couldn't
you
figure it
said
out.
he had a good idea, though, because he
But
said
you could, yeah.
they should actually like make a drink with it and try to
But
sell.
it's just weird there was a
Have Maddie
root,
come up
like
with something.
how bizarre that was. They
I
just
still
had
get
root
some
beer
mail
factory.
sometime for Rainbow, whatever it is. It's like
Really?
random like catalogs and stuff, you know.
Give us stuff. You might buy something and then never use it.
I was like, concentrate? I ain't doing that. Yeah.
I can't
No, I'm not
concentrate.
concentrating or using
Concentrate enough to knock this out.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah. I took a sip. It was too much.
It took a 7.
It's a little rich.
But then the guys that before they sold it to your partners, there was another guy that owner financed it, and I think I have a drawing of on like a pizza box that the guy made, but it was supposed to be, I forget his name's Pizza Castle, and he wanted to put a drawbridge. Like I'm not, if I can find it, I'll put a picture of it
Please
in
try
here.
to find that.
But it's like one of my favorite. Oh, probably is one of my favorite like fine dining restaurant at the lake. But the fact that it could have been a pizza castle, it's like whew.
With a drawbridge?
Yeah, I'm team drawbridge, but
Yeah.
I'd rather have the reserve there
Team,
for sure.
Everyone's team Drawbridge, but yeah, I mean, it was a fun project. You know, so at some point, I guess after like kind of we talked a little bit about like the soccer and all that. So I was open. Shorty Pants was there for years, and then I decided to move to San Diego.
Okay.
So then I spent like 10 plus years out there. You know, that's where McCartan and I got married. We had Harper and Sloan. Shout out Harper and Sloan.
Shout out,
Pretty girls.
Shout out Cruz and Rosin too. You know, can't leave them out.
shout
Right.
out Cruz for real.
All the babes. Cruz is legit.
Yeah.
So cute.
But I was out there and I was like, chef driven restaurants and boutique hotels was kind of the business that I was in. Like, you know, upscale fine dining, you know,
Swanky.
steakhouses, like crazy steakhouses, you know, where you we brought a box to your table, and there was like 7 different knives that you got to select your knife for the night.
I don't think I've ever done anything like that.
You know, like that style. And the knives were like Shuns and Wusthoffs, like they were all like super
Really
high
high
end
end.
like knives, and you got to like select your weapon for the evening. to
What
cut
was
your
the
steak.
place called? I can't remember.
That
you
one was
did.
called Steak.
And then there was another
Chop
one.
House, and then I
Before
worked for
you-
Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants.
Before we get any further, Nikki, would you rather go with a Shun or a Wusthoff?
Stuff.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't know what that
I
is.
don't
I don't
know
know
why.
you don't know what that is either.
I like the Shuns, I like the Japanese
Oh.
blades.
Ooh.
There we go.
Fail.
But no, I mean they're.
Yeah.
I have both in my house, so
Yeah.
you know.
Well, no, you definitely brought all that to the reserve.
So yeah, that was the goal. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I think, you know, with my business partners, you know, the Whittles and the Denny's and the Hills, you know, we were at like a stage in our life, all have kids, and you know, wanted a place to go. All foodies, and you know, want to eat good food. Also want a place to go. You can either, you know, take your family or take your wife on a date, and you know, you're not having to walk, you know, not that there's anything wrong with, but like through a pool bar to get to your table.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then it's
Different
like,
vibe.
yeah, you know, and it's a place that's, you know,
It's just casual. It's outdoor, you know, you
Yeah.
have the indoor, the outdoor, the patio vibe. It's just nice, you know.
Yeah.
but I mean, like
Yeah.
we wanted to be, you know, real glass, wine glasses, take reservations, you know, high end, upscale food, chef driven. And then, you know, it was like the Bramble and like our smoked pig, like they're like what we opened in 19. Like, would you have ever thought anywhere at the lake that was on the water, like their signature cocktails are going to be gin based or whiskey based?
No, I hate gin, and this is one of my favorite
Like
drinks.
never that. Like I remember like people like we
Okay.
have one vodka cocktail on our list because it was like, we're going to do this different. Like we're going to do craft cocktails. We're going to squeeze, like my bartenders probably hate me because we squeeze a case
That's
of
why it's
lemons
so
and
good
limes.
That's why
because the effort is
Every-
there
every
and
day.
it,
It's so
it
consistent.
shows. Like,
You know,
yeah,
it's like it's the citrus doesn't come off of a gun. It comes out of an actual lime or lemon, and
And your presentation is like top notch, whether
Yeah.
it's the cocktails or the food. I think there is definitely attention to detail there.
yeah, we're. I
And
mean,
then
we're
you change it up too.
proud of
You
it.
know,
Yeah, and I mean that's
which
the
is
other fun
nice
thing
also.
is mixing the menu up. I mean,
We like that a lot.
like you eat there 3 days in a row.
I did.
I know I've seen
Yeah.
you multiple days in a row. I've seen you multiple days in a row there. So, you know, you get sick of eating the same thing or choosing the same thing. So, I mean, we switch it up in the spring, and that's our summer menu, and then we'll switch it up again in the fall, and then we'll have a winter menu. So that way, you know, it's just we usually keep the proteins the same, but just like to mix up. the
and
food.
now
Switching it up. The whole
we
time.
now you're bringing a whole different thing to us, which we're all
The
really
sleepless
excited
nights.
about.
Just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the things that wake you up at 3 a.m. that you can't go
Yeah.
back.
Sushi by R and Driftwood.
Yeah. So
you
it's
just opened Sushi by R, kind of soft opening ish, and then I've been rolling that out, and it's really good. I think we all came to the family
Yeah,
and friends
you guys-
thing,
For a little
and
bit.
Yeah,
we
I don't know
Brant-
where
Brant
Brand's-
was- Brant was a little
it's
sad
for
about that.
sales,
He
I
didn't
think.
get
I
invited.
didn't have his local.
Well, no,
He's bent about it.
he's still
I
mad.
talked to Leo, his dad, and he said he got the invitation for sales. So that was a problem.
Yeah, we opened. Was it 2 Thursdays? I think.
Yeah.
So we had some. You know, we wanted to get the staff some practice, so we did some invitations and had some people come in like you guys, and were able to try it. And you know, the goals of those night were to like let's fail now. You know, let's when things go wrong, what do we have to do better? And then we took a Wednesday off, and then Thursday I had a sign made, and at like 4:45 I went and just kind of nailed it into the
see what
yard
happened.
very quietly, and didn't tell anyone that was all. And then it was like literally like 20 minutes later, someone's like,
Wait
is
a
open?
minute. I mean,
Yeah,
I had
please be
several
open.
people ask me,
Yeah.
you know, that the night we went,
Right.
and then I had a bunch of people ask, "Are they open? Are they open?" And I'm like, I don't know. So that's why I called you. I was like, I don't know what you want me to
Yeah,
tell
so
people.
I didn't
but
say anything to anyone, and we opened that Thursday, and we've been open since. So like even that weekend, I said, "Here's the goal: we're just going to open the doors. We're not going to advertise anything. We're just going to let the weekend happen." And then on Monday, we finally not this Monday, but the previous, finally, you know, went live like on our socials that we're officially open.
So
And,
smart.
You know, and then we had, you know, the week, which kind of built into the weekend. But yeah, so right now we're open 7 days a week at 5 o'clock. Eventually we'll open at 11, 7 days a week. So we'll do lunch and dinner.
it's really good. So
So
that Scallop was one of the best things I've ever had.
tasty.
Which one?
That scallop, that miso.
Oh, the scallop. Yeah, it's yummy.
That blew me away.
The machi was undeniably good, and the dumplings were.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know.
Dumplings.
The crabby salmon roll is one of my favorites. The Baja roll. But I mean, I think all the rolls are really tasty.
They're good.
Yeah.
How many rolls do you, when you go, how many rolls do you eat in like one sitting?
Claire will order like a bazillion, but I usually just eat one or two.
I love going to eat with Claire because she gets all the appetizers.
She goes hard, but I usually can do two. But I'm not too exotic when it comes to the rolls, so I like to kind of stay close. I know I'm picky eater.
Your palate's not quite there.
No, it's not a food.
Nope.
Try
You a California roll guy?
I'll try it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, it's funny because like that's how like when McCartan and I go to sushi, it's like we over order.
Yeah.
Because like you want all the apps because they all look tasty. Like, Cruz will eat the whole thing of edamame by himself. So if he doesn't get his own edamame, he's pretty irritated.
That's my boy
so
Cruz.
we usually have to
love
get
edamame.
he has to get his own. But it's always a bunch of apps and then like just go berserk with the rolls. And then I'm looking at it being like, that was a little excessive.
Ooh,
but
question: are you gonna have miso soup?
Eventually, yeah. So right now we've got basically just sushi rolls, sashimi, and nigiri. But then once we get driftwood open, we'll add like some hot items. So we'll add like fried rice, like all of our tempura rolls and tempura, like shrimp tempura in the rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But right now, we were able to just, we could tell that like the sushi side was coming along faster. So it was kind of like, okay, let's put all of our focus into the sushi side and let's get. But first, I had a conversation with like the health department in the city and fire, and it's like, hey, is it possible if this is done, can we open, and and then why this is still under construction, being at the same building,
Yeah.
and utilizing some of the same facilities, and they all agreed that we could. So
Thanks, City.
yeah. Thank you, all those people. So then we got it open, and then now. We're like, I walked into Driftwood today and there was like the farm table that we're putting in front of the bar.
Yeah.
That's my MO for.
Is that like a West Coast thing that
I'm
you've brought
team
to
farm
us?
table for
I
sure.
would say,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love
mean,
sitting
I think it's pretty popular in some of the restaurants out there. It's just like, you can put 3 like round tall tops there, but then it's like, or you just put one big long table and now 2 people, 4 people.
Some people like just sitting at the bar, but don't really want to sit at the bar.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a separate little bar. It's just a conversation.
But it sets a good vibe and it makes people socialize.
Yeah, it
so
definitely.
It's good for the restaurant.
You can have like 3 or 4 different groups, and if they're like kind of friends, they'll all mingle, and then they become friends. Or if you've got a large group, it's like the perfect spot where you're not, at 3 or 4 different round tables. So
makes it wax.
But that got delivered today. They were setting the granite on that today, and then the countertop behind the butcher shop was going in today.
You put the big sign up, so as more people asking you now when this is going to open, like it's just probably constant.
Yeah, the phone for sushi just rings nonstop, and it's like, can I make a reservation? And it's
which they are not taking reservations. So FYI,
PSA, no reservations at sushi. It's walk-in only.
Yep, first come, first serve.
It's just it's a small space. It'd be really hard to manage reservations there. So. And right now we're not doing takeout. That's the other. It's questions. It's either can I get a reservations or can I order to-go food? And we're just trying to focus on like quality and being fast. For the people that are dining in with us.
Yeah.
I think that's eventually fair. we'll get to a point where we can do to-go, but we just kind of held off for now. But yeah, and then the other one's when's Driftwood opening.
So Driftwood is going to be it's a scratch kitchen.
Yeah.
Butcher shop.
Yep.
Or butcher counter.
Yep.
Pizza.
Flatbreads.
Okay.
Okay.
Keyword.
Yeah. No pizza. No pizza guy.
I love pizza, but I'm like, it's just like I like flatbreads too, and I don't want to be. I mean, we would want to be a pizzeria, so we just
like
the scratch kitchen portion is like burgers and pastas. I think chefs making homemade pastas, which is awesome. I'm here for that. What other kind of things are like?
So I mean, the homemade pasta. So we bought a pasta extruder, which is like this little R2D2 looking thing that you, you throw like semolina flour, 00 flour, and a little bit of water in it, and then it just mixes up, and then you screw these dies on, so you can buy like 30, all the different noodle shapes, and then you hit a button, then it extrude, and then there's this little wheel with like a blade on it that
I want to see that
cuts, and then as it extrudes the pasta out of these little holes, it just cuts it at the whatever link you want, and then so you got homemade fresh pasta that.
Yeah.
So we'll have some of those on the menu. We'll also do like in the market area. Eventually, we'll do like pasta kit, right? So you can come in, grab a bag of pasta, some of our like red sauce, and we've got our own butcher shop and we've got our own like butcher room. So chef's making his own. Like Italian sausage, stuff like that. So like you come and get like everything you need, like fresh pasta sauce and like meat. Go home and like one pot wonder that thing.
They're just gonna get all our money.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and eat there
But
a day a week. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing like a smash burger menu up there, and then we'll have just handful of sandwiches and salads. And then we'll have flatbreads going in. So the flatbread oven is like right in the middle of the dining room. So it's cool because you'll be able to sit like, and you can sit. It's bar height, so you could sit at the counter and watch that guy like make the flatbreads, throw them in the oven, and then he'll do like big pastas and meatballs and stuff out of that big oven, and then so it'll be chef driven. But like American fare type restaurant, and then we'll also have like what we'll call the butcher's menu. So then like all the different cuts that we have in the butcher case, like you can
order those.
Like, do you want a ribeye? Do you want a fillet? Do you want a pork chop? Do you want this? And then like and then all the stuff that comes with that. So I think the goal is to have it be a restaurant for everyone, right? You come in. If you want to, if Chuck wants to get his double smash burger, no bun.
Nothing
Chuck's
of
gonna
color.
be more
only
the driftwood guy.
only
for
brown
sure.
yellow.
He's definitely driftwood guy.
and you want a salmon or something like that. Like and then we'll have I don't plan like for the whiskey to get out of control like I've done at the Reserve.
I was gonna say, what kind of drinks are they gonna be? Kind of the craft cocktails?
Yeah, I mean it's
still?
all the same. I mean that's I think the the commitment to the quality with the juicing and making your own syrups and all that sort of
And we're back. So you were talking about all that delicious food, and Cassie took a bite out of the camera.
That's the end of it.
Kind of ran into some technical difficulties.
Bramble.
Back on. Yeah.
She's hungry.
So for you being such a foodie and you having these restaurants, who would you fangirl out, like if a chef or a celebrity or something came to your restaurant? Like what would be the ultimate compliment for someone to walk in to your doors?
Like chef wise?
I mean, it
Or
could be
anyone.
I mean, obviously you being a foodie, you would know.
I was getting my haircut at Sean's the other day, and the guy came in with Jenny. His name was Scott. He's on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And I love Joe Rogan. And I went and I introduced myself at the end of it, and I was like, hey, my name's Mike. And then I did that, and then I saw Jenny later, and she's like, hi, my name's Mike. Like,
It
I
was
was like,
so
"Damn it."
awkward.
I was like,
I love it.
Dork.
I know, I choked.
I love she
She blasted me out of you.
I don't know. I mean it's
I mean, it could even be like a soccer player. It could be.
yeah, I mean it'd be cool. I mean I don't know. I mean we've been fortunate enough to have. I mean we had a bunch of like Indianapolis Colts players come in a couple years ago, which was fun.
What if it was like Patrick Mahomes or Kelsey,
I mean,
Taylor Swift?
I'd have to.
Come on.
I'd have to call JG immediately.
Yeah.
No, I mean it. I mean it was cool to have. I mean we had Brian
Hills.
multiple times come
He's
in.
pretty legit.
He's probably there right now.
Completely like lost a brain fart. But when we did the yacht gala a couple years ago,
Oh, the alcohol's amazing.
It's coming up.
Like a chef that was there
Yeah.
for that, or they're doing the
they're-
yacht gala.
I mean, so I think personally, like we're fortunate in this community to have like Scotty Chef Romano.
Oh,
yeah,
big
he's
time.
pretty
Like
baller.
dude,
Yeah.
cooked in worked for Charlie Palmer. Was Charlie Palmer's like right hand person for decades. Worked at Cut at Beverly Wilshire, like for Wolfgang Puck. Has cooked all over the world. He's cooked at the James Beard House. Amazing talent. Had his own like charcuterie line up in Sonoma and everything for a while.
And he's here.
And he's here. And so it's like he's like he knows, and he used to run Pigs and Pinot, which is in Sonoma, or at the Hillsburg Hotel. We went up there a couple years for it. It's just like it's like a 3-day event with like all you eat is stuff that comes from a pig and drink Pinot Noir. It's
That's
wild.
my kind
pretty
of.
amazing.
That's my kind of.
It's awesome.
event.
I mean, it is so cool. And there's like,
Take me.
I mean, like Manit Chauhan, like she's like huge on the Food Network. Like I sat down and talked to her for a while.
I mean, you've honestly probably have had a lot of different famous people come in, or just big names of
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I mean, we did a lot in San Diego too. It was like because we did some events, and like we did Comic-Con parties in San Diego with like
Really?
when I ran J6, which was a rooftop pool bar, like right above like the stadium for the Padres. I mean, you start talking like Hollywood budgets, like you do some crazy like activations and events, and like they bring in some wild talent. And then I was like that Comic-Con, like that's huge. I mean, the amount of like people that were, I think McCartan was there one time, and I have to figure out who the picture was, but I mean, she met some weird people, and they're just crazy. But I don't know. I mean,
well, speaking of my bestie Cart, I mean, a reality star.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
she's
a pretty
basically
big one, and
famous,
you're married
right?
to her now.
Did she get with you because you were a global soccer superstar? Did you get with her because she was a big reality
Yeah,
star?
how did this meeting happen?
I mean, I was a soccer player before. She must have been a jersey chaser.
Seems about right.
I'm gonna phone a friend. And here we go. How'd this work out?
So I graduated high school with her brother, so I was friends with her brother Sean. So she's a couple years younger. I don't know. We just when you're back, like in your home, it's like the ultimate like Christmas, like,
Hallmark movie.
No, it's like you come back to you go back to St. Louis over Christmas, and you go to the restaurants or bars you used to hang out with
everyone, and
it's like see
Poor
everyone.
Richards and
It's like,
Eureka.
so we started hanging out and like snuck around on a few dates and didn't really tell anyone, and then and she was in San Diego at the time, and then I was like, you know what? It was back when the winters really, really sucked down here. So I'm like, I don't want to do another winter here.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
fair.
I'm out. I'm going to San Diego. So I moved out there. And then,
But she went on the
we were together, and then we
Bachelor.
kind of broke up. And then her and her roommates, there was like a casting call for The Bachelor. And like she kept getting called back. And then like we kind of got back together a little bit, and then she kept going. And then all of a sudden I somehow figured it out.
Oh, she didn't tell you?
Well, she was just going through like the progressions,
casting, like,
it's
phases,
Like, it
yeah.
might be like I don't know how many casting calls, but a
So
handful.
you were rooting against the guy for sure.
Well, I was just and it was like I was like, look, this is and then it happened, and then I was like, look, like we've kind of been on and off. And I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, go for it,
For sure.
Like whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And then so then she, took off to LA for I don't know how long she was gone for.
I mean, she made it like pretty
yeah.
far on it. And
I
then
mean,
it's
like
then she realized she loved Mark Spears.
Yeah, I call him
So she-
Uncle Brad. I always tell kids, I
Yeah.
was like, you're lucky. You,
And that was what season? I can't remember.
Well, we tried to find it,
I
remember?
used to watch The
I always
Bachelor
found something on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the time. Like it was a big
season 9.
Bachelorette
You can
fan
Google it.
or Bachelor
Her
fan
picture will
before The
pop up.
Bachelorette even started. But I was a huge fan, and I remember watching that season. 11 was it 11? I can't remember. Oh,
That's
anyway,
like before there was a
but-
million of them. There was like
Yeah,
big
no,
list.
it was
Yeah.
like a newer thing.
I mean, and then she
it was
became
Brad
really good.
Womack,
Yeah.
and
He had 2 years.
yeah, he
They
came
brought him
back a second time. But
Bar
I
guy.
remember watching, and then she had a little nickname. I don't know, McNasty.
Yeah. She's
and I'm
not
like,
one
and when
to
I met
bite her
her,
tongue.
and she told me that she was on there, and I'm like, I remember you.
Yeah.
You were a little scoundrel.
Yeah, but
But
she became
she's
friends
awesome.
with like one of the girls that made it to the final was Deanna Pappas, and that was like her bestie on the show.
And they're
so,
still
like,
good friends.
Yeah, I mean, so we've stayed with them in LA when we've gone up there and like done some crazy like Us Weekly parties a while ago, and we were there, because
fun.
then she got he didn't pick anyone the first season, and then but she was like one of the finalists, and then they made her the
Bachelorette. Like, was she
Bachelorette.
the first one that did Bachelor?
no,
I can't
no, I
remember
don't
who
think
was
so,
the first
but-
one. But anyway, there's
so
many.
but yeah, so she's
I'm glad you lost.
Shout out to McNasty.
Yeah.
shout out to McCarty B.
Yeah.
Cardi B.
Otherwise, we would have been in a pickle.
Oh,
Speaking of,
do we need more? Oh no.
know our sponsor this week.
We got another sponsor.
Oh, we got another sponsor.
Thanks to our buddy
Brian
Kurt.
Voltaggio.
Hey.
Oh, the chef.
Yeah, it just hit me.
Okay,
We got a
so this
sponsor.
is-
It is the pickle shot, the Dirty Sanchez. It's a local pickle shot.
It's actually our guy Kirk. He owns Off the Cliff in town here. And
Okay.
this is his run at his new biz, and he's doing it out of St. Louis. And so you'll see him around the lake. He had the infamous, instead of riding an electric bull, you can ride the pickle. So we did that at he did it Chicks and Dicks last night. I guess it was a big event.
Was that the first time they brought it out?
No, I think
Was
they've
last
had it
night, or they
somewhere
have
else. Well, that would be the first time here.
Oh.
I think they're going to do it at Shady Gators at some point, and I'm just considering doing it for the Horsepower Howdy party just because it's obnoxious. And
He said he wanted to
like-
try and get out for Make Party Cove Great Again. Put the pickle out there on a
he
barge.
debated on getting
that'd
a
be fun.
barge and putting the pickle out there.
It'd be pretty impressive.
I mean,
I've got your tank
There's
top
no
too,
other
man.
better
Yeah,
way
no.
to
Oh, I got a tank top.
yes.
make
so,
Party Cove great again.
Yes, we got
It would really
one,
make Party
two.
Cove great again.
Look at that.
So he's got lots of gear. They're going to do a big tasting in Macadoodles this weekend. You can give that
No,
to
I was going to hold it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Dirty girls.
Dirty girls. Dirty
Orange
Sanchez.
on the back. But
Pickle
they've got all
shots,
kinds
keep
of
it local.
Yeah. But so, yeah.
I
you're
actually like pickle shots a lot.
they're delicious. I've got
Sponsors.
But anyway, thanks, Kirk,
Yeah.
for dropping that off and making us
Yeah.
feel important. That was nice.
Well, I guess your guys' next big event is maybe the yacht
Yeah.
gala.
Yeah. So the chef I was talking
That's
about.
always
so-
really fun. Yeah.
So Brian Voltaggio, like he just won, I think, what is it? Master Chef. That's Guy Fieri, like the big, like all of the like celebrity chefs compete in it. And he's been on it a number of years. He's got a brother. They own a bunch of restaurants in Maryland, like DC area. And he's been on like Top Chef Masters, I think and then Master Chef, I think is what it is. So just a mainstay on Food Network. So he came down. He was like one of Scotty's like great friends. Went to the CIA together. So we do the yacht gala. We brought him in one year, and like it was kind of like mirrored after Pigs and Pinots. Kind of we've done some of those big like tasting events. When we were in California, and Scott did a bunch. So and then last year Voltaggio couldn't make it back, so we auctioned off a dinner, and then he flew in town, and then we went to like this family's house. And
I bet that didn't suck.
no, I
Yeah.
mean you got like
Yeah.
Voltaggio, who's like
cool.
he's just a.
It wasn't like you.
Will he
boiling-
be here
making
this year?
spaghetti.
Is he coming?
I think he's coming back. Yeah, I mean,
Spaghetti
like
giveaway.
he literally like last year he was cooking on a cruise ship in like Norway or something like that, and he was trying to sort out like they were going to pick him up on a helicopter and take him to a plane, and then but he was going to fly. By the time everything worked out, he was going to land at Springfield at like 5 o'clock. I'm like, dude, you're going to miss it. But he was going to jump through all these hoops to come because it just like the scheduling
cool.
just got wacky. But I mean, he's doing events like the last 2 years he's been in town. He shows up, he cooks, and then literally he's on the road at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because he's got to catch a plane because he's got an event he's cooking for like the next
like
night.
a Vegas DJ.
Yeah,
Like,
I
come
mean,
in,
yeah.
that's it, and
I
have to get
mean,
back out to another.
So
Nonstop.
yeah, the yacht gala. I mean,
Do it with Kelly's Pour, right?
yeah. So I mean, it's awesome. It's a really cool event. Working with Kyle and Ryan and Paul Spica and then Julie is kind of like the glue that holds it all together over there. And I mean, I think we're 3 years into it. I mean, I think we've raised over $200,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of big. In
And
a
it's
short
great.
time.
Like I guess last year was our first year because I
yeah,
think we
you guys
missed,
were out of town.
Yeah,
I think.
we were out of town, but I really enjoyed it because you had how many different restaurants or chefs come in, and
I didn't know it was going to be that awesome.
Yeah,
There was just
it
so
was-
much stuff to sample, and then the drinks.
It's
were
wild.
really
I mean,
cool.
it's like so we used to do like Taste of the Cove in La Jolla, and Chef's done these up in Cali where it's like you basically that you've got like you invite a ton of different local talent, fly talent in, and just showcase food, showcase wine. You just kind of walk around some movie event. There's no tables to really sit at, and you pair it up with really good food and good wine and walk around.
well, it's kind of
So
nice. I
we
mean,
had-
we here at the lake, we do so much just bars and boating, but it's kind of nice to have that like little higher class city
I mean, we're high class.
style
it's a-
event. You know what I mean? So we can get
it's a-
dressed up and all of that. So it is really cool.
Yeah, I
event.
think we had like 13 different stations, like chef stations, and then we had the big seafood station inside, the big charcuterie station inside, and then
wings are
wine paired with every station. I mean, we tear the entire restaurant down, take basically everything out of it, and then kind of I had whiskey barrels, and then tabletops built, and and it's just it's a really cool event. But I mean, so the tickets will go live on Kelly Sports site. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get close to. I mean, I think we were pretty much sold out last year.
What's the date on it? Isn't it July 24th
July
or something?
20
Ooh.
I think
Let's
it's
look at that
24th.
get down guide and see
Get
what.
down,
Uh,
guide.
What do you think, Millie?
Yeah.
It's,
Here's Millie.
July 24th.
July 24th.
July 24th.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing we have to the Catalina wine mixer, I would say.
Yeah. So
It
I mean,
is.
like that's one of those. You talk,
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
khakis.
Yeah.
you talk about white
So many
party.
polos and khakis.
Yeah.
So you talk about white party, like
That's going to keep growing to where.
get legs,
yeah.
right? Like immediately, you know, you've got something. So when we did the first one, we did it just on like in the grass area, and I think maybe like our lower patio, and we kept the restaurant open.
But no.
And then literally after it was done, Kyle like we sat down, just kind of recapped, and he's like, we got to do the whole building.
Oh, you guys kill it on that
I'm like,
one.
that's
so
fine.
cool.
So then now it's like, you know, we close that entire day just to set up. And it's crazy because then we flip it, you know, and it's like it's on a Friday in July.
And
Then you
you're
turn
ready
around on
to go
Saturday and there's like
again.
485 reservations the next night, and you got to put it all
That's
back
why your
together.
staff is the bomb.
You got to put it all back together. But yeah, that thing's gonna. I think that event's just.
Millie.
Millie,
just came down here and peed on the floor.
you're supposed to do that outside. I think.
See you later.
And that's what I think about your party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
Millie, you're not invited.
Millie, we were just talking about the high class.
Everybody, that's Swift's dog. If you don't know,
Oh my gosh.
Now you get the no wieners down here sign. They're troublemakers.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's it. That's one of the. And I think that it's funny because the white party, like it's a rip roaring good time, right? And then it's like as we get older, or me at least, I'm like
I'm there.
you're like 27.
I
right?
like to go eat good food and like drink good wine and,
Yeah.
and
Go to
kind of
bed.
hang out, and then it's like it ends at like 10
Food
o'clock.
Right.
telling you
It's a
nothing
nice
good
change of
happens
pace.
after 10.
So that's just it's a really cool fun event.
Yeah.
We're really proud of it, and we're really proud of like the amount of money that we've raised for Kids Harbor.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome
it's
charity.
and it's a local charity, which is great. So I think that I think McCartan's getting involved in some of the fundraising this year, and if anyone's got any great, cool auction items,
Well done.
Hit 'em up.
send them our way, because
I'd get tickets on that.
Who knows
But
what
say-
Yeah.
I can come up
Say
with.
We got some stuff
I
right
was
here.
speaking of, do you want to break out your present that you got today for the ending
Oh,
from Spears?
Apparently we have a gift.
well.
Yeah.
we
Your
need to
gift
get
that he brought you?
the Jägermeister Shotsky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about how you brought Jaeger back, unfortunately.
yeah, Swift's been bringing
Speaking
Jaeger
of
back
high
for
class.
what 2 years now, 3 years now.
Again, I don't think it left.
Oh, it
It's
left.
deaf. It's so loud. It's
Oh,
Yeah.
I came across this the other day from one of the vendors. Or whatever, and it's a
I'm gonna sleep with it.
Jägermeister shot board or whatever. He's like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Well, not for me or any of my
But,
businesses, but I know the guy that
Perfect
it would be
person.
perfect for." So
Dude, me and Bran are gonna hit this up here pretty soon.
I don't know where you want to take that to the house or leave it at the office or.
Just hanging up here on this wall
Yeah,
of
that's-
nonsense.
there you go.
We
I
can
appreciate the gift.
figure it
Thank
out.
you.
No problem. You and Cruz have the
Things-
same sunglasses too.
Yeah.
Jaeger stuff.
Oh, thank you for that.
Anytime I get anything Jaeger, I just bring it to Swift and just
Yeah.
drop it off.
What was when you came back to the lake? Like, what brought you back here? Like, what was it leaving San Diego with all the bougie San Diego stuff to come back here?
Yeah.
hillbilly.
Well, so we had Harper and Sloan. Harper was like 6, and it was like wildly expensive out there. And then it was also our folks were getting older, so it was like, do we want to try and stay out here or like for good, or kind of get back? And then I was actually just kind of looking around. And I was going to maybe like go into like the selling booze. And then nothing kind of popped out. And then I reached out to a few people, and then JG and like Andy, caught wind that I was looking to move back. And then they were like, "You got any interest in helping us out?"
Jump on that. Yeah.
So then I spent a couple years out there when helped, do some different things at the point, put the decks in and do some other random stuff out there. And
Baja Bar.
yeah, Baja Bar, and then put the decks around the stage, put the stage up and all that. Talk JG into getting rid of the sand, which was a tough one.
Good move.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
I'm like, but yeah, and then it was funny how the reserve happened was McCartan, who is like one of the most outgoing, personable people you ever meet. Like, we'll talk to anybody. Sure. And her and Ashton became friends, and then they had got the building or whatever, and I think the plan was just to put more rental units down there, and then they became friends, and then then my name got brought up, and then we kind of went and locked ourselves in a room, kind of talked about some things, and like what my vision would be if I was to come on board, and if it all matched up, and
And
look
it
at us
did.
now. We're
Yeah.
7 years into it. And
Damn, has it been that long?
yeah, it was
Like,
19
it
when
was
we
crazy.
opened. Yeah, we opened the
Seemed like
year
it,
before
but-
COVID, so.
That's also
Well,
scary
something
too.
to do.
Yeah, that was there was a like March and April when I was doing to-go food out of the kitchen.
Yes. I had some.
I was
It
like,
really good.
I don't know.
doing,
It
like-
was great.
yeah, it's like I don't think this is going to be sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
That COVID reserve to go food was where it was at.
I feel like everywhere to go. Like you get margaritas.
Tucker's had really good
It
too.
changed. It changed the world.
We were doing brambles to go.
Yeah.
You guys are drinking our COVID pack right today.
We ate at Reserve that Friday before like that big Backwater Jacks pool party and stuff, and it was still kind of like nobody knew what was going to happen with all that. And then by the end of the weekend, everyone was calling. Even my parents were like, "What are you guys doing down there?" Because
Well, that's when we got right into real estate, and I'm like,
Yeah.
great. The end of the world just happened.
sweet
Yeah.
end of the world.
Join Swift and Co.
April, we were down March and April, and then my birthday was on the 30th of April, and then I was like, we were like I think the governor was kind of like, you can open up now on like all the kind of little bit of restrictions, but you can open up. So then I think we had some people up there and just kind of hung out, and then that Saturday, I think it was like the first Saturday, like the weather was
Perfect.
perfect.
It's all hell broke
And
loose.
Yeah.
all of a sudden it was just like backwaters docks kind of filled up, and then our docks started to fill up, and it was like people just kind of hanging out, and I'm like, I kind of went back in the kitchen. I'm like, we're open.
Yeah.
Like we're
We're
not
back.
going to seat inside, and we kind of moved tables away from each other, but I'm like, dude, it's coming. So, and I would talk to people, and they're like, we've boated down here they said it was the roughest they've ever seen the water. Was that Saturday?
Everybody just went haywire.
Yeah, it was that Saturday,
Yeah.
that May 1st or something like that. It was just mayhem.
Well, yeah, because but I thought everybody else was going to open like we did, and then it wasn't until like later that weekend where people were
Everyone's
like,
like,
"What are you guys
Wait,
doing down there?"
can
I'm
we
like,
do
"Wait,
this?"
it was just us." And they're like, "Kinda," and we're like, "Oh
Outlaws.
shit, really?" Like, sorry.
Because you're in your little bubble down here.
Yeah.
We didn't realize you're just like.
But
good to go.
we had the get down because we weren't going to do the get down guide that year, and then it was like, "You got to do it." So if people were like, "Hey, we don't want to do it," we like try to cut deals or just keep it going to keep it going. So we knew people were going to do stuff, but I just assumed all the other places were going to open too, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So
It was
it's a
cool
game
place to
changer.
be.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely changed down here, and I mean, we were all fortunate that we got to ride that boom.
Yep.
For sure, it was awesome.
Life changing.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, and we appreciate the restaurants and all the things that you guys are doing.
Keep
so
doing what you're doing.
support.
Keep
Yeah.
doing all of it.
Appreciate you guys keeping the lights on.
Yeah, definitely.
We're doing all we can.
Truly.
I'll see you there 3 times a week.
Probably to get
So,
sushi soon.
Yeah,
Like, soon.
it's
So
super good. So, well, we're excited for everything, and
you and McCartan going to the white party Tuesday?
I'll talk.
Ooh, okay, cool.
I don't know. I got to work, I'm sure.
Carton's going.
Well, Brian Barrett call you and say, "Mark, you
I
started this
always
party."
like to. I think one year I dropped her off over there. It's like, I'm not going in. She's like, you just come in, and I'm like, I can't walk through that place
Yeah,
and then leave. Like, there's no, you can't.
It's like the one. I'm gonna have one drink. There's no such
It's
thing. You're like,
impossible. You
no,
couldn't be like, I'm just gonna walk in the white party, say hi to some people, and then leave. It's just like doesn't.
You're right.
It's like busy, but you know everybody there, so it's
Yeah.
just wild.
I mean, so I think I've been hit or miss. I think I usually I might go to one and then I skip one or two and then go to.
You got a lot going on, so if you don't,
Yeah,
We're not
I don't know.
back.
We'll see. I always say I'm not going to go, and then something changes, or
we usually talk you into it.
I get busy, and then I'm like, I'm not going.
so what time do we?
What time we gonna see you
time pick you up?
What time should we pick you up?
10:30. Okay.
all right.
Fine.
We'll see you there. But
All right. Yeah.
thanks again for coming on.
Well, thanks for listening
Yeah,
to
episode
swifTEA
3.
podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Chop more flatbread.
Bald guys.
Ball guys.
Swift tea.